Good morning and welcome to John Beck. This is your principal, Mr. Lin, and I hope that you had a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. Today is Thursday, February 2nd, 2023, and it is a day D. For instrumentals, it's a day 6. Now, before we kick off this wonderful day, I want to invite you, as I always do, to please stand and face the flag for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Go ahead and take a seat. I'm so happy that you are here today. You bring life to the school. You bring all of the great things that we can practice with love, care, and encouragement, respect, responsibility, and readiness here to school. And we get to create a community here at the school that brings the rest of our greater community together. And that's awesome. Speaking of bringing our community together, don't forget that we have school families today. Yeah, finally, right? And one of the great things I love about school families is that you get to reconnect with other kids who are outside of your grade level. So if you're a third grader, you have fourth graders in your grade in your school family. You've got sixth graders, you've got kindergartners. And this is our opportunity, especially as the older we get, to really start looking out for the younger ones and making them feel like they're part of something great. And that's amazing. Let's go over our lunch menu for today. We've got 4 choices. You already know that. Your first choice is the mac and cheese with a whole grain pretzel rod. Choice 2 is a Warrior Munchie meal. Choice 3 for kindergarten through 2nd grade is a lunchbox meal with turkey. And then for 3rd through 6th grade, turkey sandwich meal. Last but not least, choice 4 is a sun butter sandwich. Make sure you select appropriately what you want, what you plan to eat, and of course, if you're a packer, you're good to go. All right, you already know we've got 3 expectations here at the school. Number 1, be respectful, right? When your teachers are talking, you want to be respectful to them. You know what's really important too, when it comes to being respectful to your teacher, if there are other kids who are not being respectful, in your mind, you're going to have to choose where you're going to give your attention. And if your attention is back to your teacher, you've offered that respect, not just to your teacher, but to the rest of your class, because the focus should be on your teacher. In the same way, when it's your turn to talk, the focus should be on you. And if other people are distracting, and if they give you that attention anyways, well, you deserve that, right? We've got to share that attention. And so many of you guys are doing a great job. And as you do that, just know that you're being very respectful, and I love that. Same thing with our volume in class, same thing with our volume in the cafeteria, same thing with our volume on the bus and in the hallway. We want to be respectful with our volume. So those of you who are once again mindful about how you're talking, when you're talking, how you're listening, when you're listening, great job. Keep it up. Also, be responsible with your hands and your feet, the words that come out of your mouth, and how you think. If you think in a way that tells yourself that you're not good enough, or you're one of the worst students, or whatever, guess what? You've disrespected yourself. You weren't responsible with taking control of your thinking, because we do have control over our thinking. You could tell yourself that you're not good enough, or you could say, I am not there yet, but I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep trying, which leads me to being ready to dust yourself off, ready to fail, ready to not do a great job, but to own it, get back on the horse and try again. Okay? All right, we don't have a lot of special announcements, but I do want to remind you, if you haven't already signed up, tonight is our math night. That's later on tonight. I already talked about the school families. That's also later this afternoon. So that's awesome. Really want you guys to look forward to that. Both of these events, especially if you are signed up this evening for the math night, which once again will be held here. Again, if you want to participate, you'll have to make sure that your parents have signed you up online ahead of time. All right. So let's go to this day in history. This day in history. Well, you may or may not already know that today is a special holiday in Pennsylvania especially, but it's actually well known around the country. It's called Groundhog Day, right? So theory has it that over in the town of Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, Phil, the groundhog, will pop up, and if he sees a shadow, there will be 6 more weeks of winter, and if not, we'll have early spring. So that's pretty cool. Some of you guys have asked, where did it come from? Well, I don't know the full story. My understanding is that some of this has something to do with how ancient people might have celebrated their calendar in accordance to the sun. My understanding too is that in Europe, there were times where they've used animals as a sign of good luck, right? To see a badger or to see a groundhog was a sign of good luck. You combine all that together, and all of a sudden, you bring it over to Pennsylvania, you can kind of see where something like Groundhog Day might kind of emerge. But the first Groundhog Day happened 136 years ago in the year 1887. And once again, this happened here in Pennsylvania in the town of Punxsutawney. And what's really cool is that they celebrated it very differently. I won't go into the details of it because it might not be the most appropriate. But what I will share is that over time, people realized that this was kind of a fun thing, even if you didn't believe that the groundhog could tell you truly how much longer winter would be. It was just a fun thing to do. And to this day, Punxsutawney Phil, the groundhog, and Punxsutawney, the town, and many other copycat versions of Groundhog Day, they pop up around the country, and guess what? It's pretty cool. It's a fun way to bring the community together and celebrate something that at this time, in the year 2023 seems a little bit silly. But silly things are kind of fun sometimes, and it's harmless fun. So anyways, that's what I do know about Punxsutawney Phil and Punxsutawney and Groundhog Day. Yeah, we'll see what the groundhog does. All right. Listen, if nobody else has told you this, I love you. I care about you. I'm here to encourage you. You guys know what to do, right? In the cafeteria, you guys know how to show it. When you're out at recess, you guys know how to show it by being good friends. I mean, yesterday when I was helping out with second grade out at recess, I saw one student come and bring a ball to another student whose playground ball had been kicked away by yet another student. To do that is a sign of good friendship. It's a sign of caring, right? It's a sign of encouragement. I loved seeing that. It was a simple thing. And think about all the other simple things that you can do today that show love, care, and encouragement. Think about what that might look like even with your school families. All right. I can't wait to see you guys around. Have an amazing day.